and welcome to Clat Possible. Good evening, students. I'm Shrikant Tripathi, your mentor, and welcome to this session of daily news analysis. Now, guys, in this session, as we all know, we discuss some of the important news or the events of that particular day taken from various newspapers such as the Indian Express and the Hindu. So guys, before we start the session, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also like the video, share the video with as many people as possible. Okay guys, so we'll be starting with today's session of daily news analysis. Now guys, the first information which we have here, okay, is regarding the growth rate of the October-December quarter. Okay, we have a lot of information here. Now, the data has been provided by the National Statistical Organization, okay, that is NSO, and according to that data given by NSO, the growth rate for the quarter, okay, the growth rate for the quarter of October, or you can say the third quarter of the year, October to December. That means this was the time, okay, this is during the Diwali time. Now this quarter is also known as the festive quarter. Why? Because various festivals, now be it Diwali, be it Karwa Chauth, be it Christmas, okay, be it Guru Purab, all these events, they fell under this particular quarter. So the news is India's GDP growth for the October-December quarter came down from 6.3 in the last quarter, that was July to September, to 4.4. Now guys, let's just pay attention to what exactly it meant. So guys, GDP growth in India is calculated on quarterly basis. Okay, so like we all know that the beginning of the first quarter starts from 1st of April till 30th of June, followed by it is the January to September quarter. After that you have the October to December quarter, and at last January to March quarter. Okay, so this is how the financial year is actually divided into 4 quarters. So the news says that the GDP growth for the October-December quarter was 4.4%, and it came down from 6.3, okay, 6.3, which was the growth rate in the second quarter, that is the quarter from July to September. Now, who has come up with this data? This data is provided by the National Statistical Organization, also called as the NSO. However, one thing that we have to see here, and that is quite promising, it says that the full year growth rate is estimated to touch 7%. That means the overall growth rate, okay, the overall growth rate for India would be approximately 7%. Okay, the decline observed is primarily due to the manufacturing shrink in the economy. Now guys, again, this is something cause of worry. Reason being, now we all know that our Prime Minister, okay, since 2014, okay, when he has formed his government in the year 2014, in 2015 he came up with a scheme that was called as Make in India. And after that Make in India scheme, in 2020, during the COVID time, he also came up with the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. The Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. Now, both these ideas, and there were various other plans, okay, for example, the formation of the NSDC, that is National Skill Development Council, right? So these ideas, these schemes, they primarily focused upon what? These schemes, they primarily focused upon a simple objective. What was that? The objective was very clear: to make India a manufacturing hub. So when we are getting a news that the decline that we actually observed was primarily due to the manufacturing shrink in the economy, so this is something to be worried about, right? Even though the economy will grow at 7%, right? But we have to be quite a bit concerned about what exactly wrong is happening in the manufacturing sector, why this manufacturing shrink actually observed. Okay, now it might be due to various causes. Okay, for example, the availability of the raw material. Okay, this is one of the most important thing that actually might have played a role in this manufacturing shrink. However, okay, the dip is being mentioned as momentary and the manufacturing sector will cover the decline in the time to come. Now, everybody is saying that even though we are observing a manufacturing shrink in the previous quarter, but it has been said that with time to come, we will recover from this, and again, the economy growth rate of the country would be appropriate and as expected by various policymakers, right? Now, as we have seen here about the NSO, so what exactly NSO is, just pay attention. National Statistical Office, NSO, it was established as NSSO. Okay, so initially the NSO was termed as NSSO, that is National Sample Survey Organization. The foundation year was 1950. Okay, however, this name was changed from NSSO to NSO when on 23rd of May 2013. Where are the headquarters? So the headquarters of NSO are located in New Delhi. This NSO, it functions under which ministry? So the ministry responsible for controlling the functions of NSSO or NSO are Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI. Okay, please guys remember this is quite important. Who is presently acting as the minister? Now this is an independent charge and Rao Inderjeet Singh is presently serving as the Minister of State for MOSPI, right? This is an independent charge. Okay, so guys, I hope I have made my point clear here. Number one, the growth rate for the quarter October to December has come down from 6.3 that was in the previous quarter to 4.4%. Okay, now primarily why we have observed this decline or the dip has been because of the shrink in the manufacturing sector. Nothing to worry about, we will overcome with this in the time to come. Okay, some more information about NSO. Okay, so NSO initially was known as NSSO. Founded in the year 1950, it was renamed as NSO on 23rd of May 2013. Where are the headquarters? New Delhi. Which ministry? MOSPI. Presently, who is the minister? Independent charge Rao Inderjeet Singh. Fine. Next, guys. So guys, the next information is again coming from Delhi, where Manish Sisodia, the former deputy CM of Delhi, he actually resigned after he was sent to judicial custody by the CBI court. Okay, after there were various allegations of financial scam in the liquor case. So what exactly is the matter? We'll just see. So Manish Sisodia stepped down from the post of deputy chief minister on Tuesday. He was sent to custody after he was presented before the court on Monday by CBI. Okay, what charges were labeled upon him? He was arrested under the charges of financial scam in the liquor scam. Okay, we all are aware that there is a scam of 144 crores. Some people are saying that it might be over this, but presently what records we have got, it says that there was a financial scam of 144 crores in the allocation of the liquor distribution or liquor shops. Now, because Manish Sisodia was also taking care of this department, that's why Manish Sisodia has been arrested. Now, he is the second cabinet minister of the Delhi government who has been sent to judicial custody after Satyendra Jain was sent last year, okay, because of the money laundering charges. Now, talking about Delhi, guys, presently in the Delhi cabinet, there are a total of 7. Like, this is the structure. There are supposed to be 7 ministers in the Delhi cabinet. That includes 1 chief minister as well. So that means technically it is how much? Technically it is the 6 ministers plus 1 chief minister. Also, one very important information, when Satyendra Jain was sent to judicial custody last year, all the departments that he was taking care of, they were shifted to Manish Sisodia. Now, people were saying that at present, Manish Sisodia was taking care of almost 18 different departments. So, with Manish Sisodia behind the bars, again, we can see that the Delhi government or the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal would be appointing at least 2 ministers who can actually take care of the departments, right? Next, a very important information again with reference to the G20 summit. As we all know that India is hosting the presidency of G20 summit. So regarding that, we have this information. The Chinese foreign minister will be attending the G20 meeting. The Chinese, now it was the Chinese media that actually confirmed it. The Chinese foreign minister Qin Gang will be visiting India for the G20 summit that is scheduled to take place this week. कल से यानी कि 2nd of March से this summit of the foreign ministers is starting. Okay. Now, guys, this is very important between India and China. You know, after the clashes that we saw in the year 2020, 14th and on the night of 14th and 15th June, the tussle that actually took place between the Indian and the Chinese soldiers, okay, where we actually lost our 20 brave soldiers. So, after those clashes, the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, visited China. No, sorry, not visited China. He visited a summit that was the SCO summit. There has not been any visit by Indian officials, okay, high-ranking officials after those clashes. And one very important thing that is to be noted here is India is hosting the SCO summit this year. So technically, because China is also, the name is Shanghai Cooperation Organization, so China has to come. So in order to make that visit of the Chinese president comfortable, this can be taken as a strategy that, okay, our foreign minister has visited. Now later on, some other ministers too will visit. After that, during the SCO summit, we can expect Xi Jinping visiting India. Okay, so who is the Chinese foreign minister? It is the Qin Gang. Okay, this is the first such high-profile visit from China after almost a year. The summit is scheduled to start from 2nd of March. This visit is seen very important as India will be hosting SCO Summit 2023 as well. अभी भी आप देखिए बेटा, because both India and China, they have financial dependencies over each other, especially in the terms of trade. Moreover, India has a lot of financial dependency over China. Okay, so is समय India cannot spoil, cannot ruin the relations with China, at least the trading relations. And yes, that exactly is being followed. Otherwise, on the other side, there are no diplomatic level talks, no ministerial level talks that are actually taking place after the crisis of 2020. Right? The Chinese Foreign Ministry said that both the countries will aid each other to attain the SDGs by 2030. Now, एक reason होता है ना why the foreign minister is visiting. So उस reason को what exactly they have named? They have said, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said, the reason why we are sending our foreign minister to the G20 summit in India is because both the countries, India and China, the two most populous countries in the world, now they are required to work together in order to achieve the sustainable development goals, which the target year is 2030. So if we want to achieve, like, it's almost 35 to 40% population of the world, if these two countries are not aligned, if these two countries are not working together, it would be pretty impossible to achieve these sustainable development goals. You know, एक बहाना बनाना होता है, तो यहाँ पर now they cannot say that yes we need India और SCO का पर्सपेक्टिव वो लोग अभी प्रेजेंट नहीं कर सकते हैं. सो उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने सिंपल से एक बात बोली, बिकॉज हमको SDG सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स अचीव करवाने हैं, तो इसलिए हम लोग यहाँ पर अपने फॉरेन मिनिस्टर को भेज रहे हैं. बाकी यार both the countries are working on their own level in order to ensure that both these countries are achieving their sustainable development goals by 2030. बट ये एक स्ट्रैटेजी होती है, डिप्लोमेटिक स्ट्रैटेजी होती है ये, ठीक है. one very important information from India's perspective. Now, RBI is coming up with a pilot project. Okay, for example, I'm sure all of you must have seen ATM machines. Okay, now ATM machines. Now you go to an ATM machine and you will always see that you can only withdraw the notes. But for the first time, RBI is coming up with its pilot project where they are actually planning to introduce the coin vending machine using the QR code. Now, this idea was actually proposed in the last monetary committee, okay, monetary policy committee that was headed by the RBI Governor Shaktikant Das, right? So what happened during the last monetary policy committee meeting, RBI Governor Shaktikant Das proposed the introduction of coin vending machines using the QR code. Now, how exactly it is going to function, ये तो अभी पता नहीं है हम लोगों को, बट बहुत जल्द इसके बारे में भी विल बी हैविंग कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन कि क्यूआर कोड्स को स्कैन करके आप किस तरीके से मनी या फिर कॉइन्स जो है वो विड्रॉ कर सकते हो। एक चीज आपको जो समझनी है, यहाँ पर इंडिया में इस समय जो कॉइन्स चल रहे हैं वो बेटा 50 पैसे का होता है, 1 रुपए का, 2 रुपए का, 5 रुपए का, 10 रुपए का और 20 रुपए का। ये सारे के सारे कॉइन्स जो है ये कॉमन प्रैक्टिस में अभी इस समय इंडियन इकोनॉमी में चल रहे हैं। 50 पैसे का जो कॉइन होता है, द कॉइन ऑफ 50 पैसा इज कॉल्ड एज अ स्मॉल कॉइन। ओके, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं स्मॉल कॉइन। बाकी ये 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 ये जो 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 रुपए के जो कॉइन्स होते हैं बेटा, दीज कॉइन्स दे आर कॉल्ड एज द रूपी कॉइन, राइट? सो रूपी कॉइन 50 पैसे के सिक्के को हम लोग बोलते हैं स्मॉल कॉइन, और बाकी 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 रुपए का ये जो सिक्का होता है इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं द रूपी कॉइन। ओके, प्रेजेंटली अगर हम लोग बात करें तो 28,857 करोड़ रुपए के सिक्के, यानी कि 28,857, 28,850 करोड़ इतने रुपए के कॉइन्स जो है ये सर्कुलेट कर रहे हैं इंडियन इकोनॉमी में, और इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड दैट बाय द एंड ऑफ द नेक्स्ट financial year there would be an increase of almost 7.2%, यानी कि this number would actually increase by 7.2%. Now, when we are talking about this pilot project, so this pilot project is being planned by the RBI, okay, in 19 locations. 19 locations. Now, these 19 locations in how many cities? 12 cities. Okay, so the pilot project will be regulated in the 19 locations of 12 cities of India, यानी कि इंडिया के 12 शहरों में 19 प्लेसेस सिलेक्ट की जाएंगी, जहां पर ट्रायल बेसिस पर या फिर पायलट प्रोजेक्ट बेसिस पर we will see the introduction of these coin vending machines. Now guys, this was with reference to the important news from today's newspaper. Let's talk about some important trivia that also featured in today's newspaper. Okay, now we'll be discussing about trivia. Now, one very important thing, guys, we can see 3 northeastern states, Meghalaya, Nagaland and Tripura, they had इलेक्शंस, ओके, जिसके रिजल्ट्स कल आ जाएंगे हमारे पास। एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट है ट्रिविया के बारे में, व्हिच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट विद रेफरेंस टू योर एग्जामिनेशन, दैट इज नागालैंड इज द ओनली स्टेट इन द कंट्री दैट हैज टिल डेट नो फीमेल लेजिस्लेटर, यानी कि टिल डेट आज तक कभी भी कोई फीमेल एमएलए नहीं हुई है नागालैंड से। दैट्स द ओनली स्टेट इन इंडिया जिसके पास कोई भी फीमेल लेजिस्लेटर आज तक नहीं हुई है, राइट? नंबर 2, नेशनल पार्क्स के बारे में हम लोग बात करते हैं। इंडिया में 110 प्लस नेशनल पार्क्स हैं हमारे पास, बट डू यू नो व्हिच वाज द फर्स्ट नेशनल पार्क ऑफ द वर्ल्ड? सो दुनिया का जो पहला नेशनल पार्क था बेटा, दैट वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड ऑन 1st of March 1872. That was the Yellowstone National Park in America. Okay, so it became the first national park of the world. Do you know which was the first national park of India? Okay, it's a question. The Haley's National Park. Okay, the Haley's National Park. और इसी हेलीज नेशनल पार्क को आज हम सब लोग जिम कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क के नाम से भी जानते हैं, ठीक है? अब जब हम लोग एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में बात कर ही रहे हैं, एक बहुत ही सैड फैक्ट आया है, लेकिन वी हैव टू सी। अब हम लोग बार बार बोलते हैं दैट गिर नेशनल पार्क, जो गिर फॉरेस्ट हैं, दे आर द ओनली होम टू द एशियाटिक लायंस इन the world. Okay, एशियाटिक लायंस का इकलौता घर जो है वो कहां पर है बेटा? गिर नेशनल पार्क में. बट देयर इज अ सैड न्यूज. इन द पास्ट 2 years द टोटल नंबर ऑफ लायंस दैट हैव लॉस्ट देयर लाइव्स इन इंडिया, दिस इज 610. 610 टाइगर्स की मौत हो चुकी है इन द लास्ट 2 years. एंड आउट ऑफ दीज 610 डेथ्स, 144 हैव डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ द अननेचुरल कॉज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, रोड एक्सीडेंट्स. This is pretty depressing. Okay, now India, on one side, India is trying to do what? India is trying to introduce cheetahs, okay, from the biodiversity or from the habitat of Africa into India. And on the other side, जो हमारे पास already अवेलेबल हैं उनकी हम लोग इतनी डेथ्स देख रहे हैं. सी, नेचुरल डेथ्स में वी कांट कंट्रोल एनीथिंग, बट एटलीस्ट ये जो डेथ्स बाय अननेचुरल कॉजेज हो रही हैं, इसमें तो डेफिनेटली सरकार कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप को मजबूती से प्रेजेंट कर सकती है. सो द गवर्नमेंट हैज टू वर्क अपॉन दिस. चौथा इंफॉर्मेशन है यहां पर अबाउट द यूएस प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन. ओके, अभी तक हम लोग ये चीज देख रहे हैं कि भाई अगले साल 2024 में, इन द ईयर 2024, अमेरिका विल बी विटनेसिंग इट्स 60th प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन. नाउ 60th प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन में हमें पता है कि भाई डेमोक्रेट्स का अनाउंसमेंट हो चुका है. पहले भी बोला गया है दैट जो बाइडेन विल बी कंटेस्टिंग एज द प्रेसिडेंट एंड कमला हैरिस would be contesting for the vice president post. But अगर हम लोग यहाँ पे बात करते हैं रिपब्लिकन्स की, सो रिपब्लिकन्स, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का अनाउंसमेंट ये लास्ट ईयर ही हो चुका था दैट ही विल बी कंटेस्टिंग फॉर द प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शंस अगेन. दो यहाँ पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट नाम है और दोनों के दोनों, बोथ ऑफ देम, दे आर अमेरिकन इंडियंस, राइट? सो निक्की हेली and Vivek Ramaswamy, both of them, they are the Republican candidates, and they have announced that they are interested to contest in the election for the post of president. Now, out of these three people, we will see either of these three guys will actually become the presidential candidate for the upcoming elections in the year 2024. Okay? Right, guys? So Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Donald Trump. So guys, this was today's trivia and the daily news analysis. I hope you liked the session. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. Also like the video, share the video with as many people as possible. Okay, you can follow us on Instagram at Clat Possible Official. Guys, this is your mentor Shrikant Tripathi. We'll see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Thank you very much.